Welcome to Savitribai Phule Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Renuka Junior College. Myself Utikar R.A. I am the staff of 12th Biology. Today we are going to start our lecture number 5 about the reproduction process. So let's get started. In this section we are going to take a look at pollination. In last lecture we studied about the development of female gametophyte. Today we are going to start about the pollination process. So next slide. See, what do you mean by pollination? Pollination means the crossing of pollen grains to our ovule or ovary, but it is a very complex process. It does not carried out very easily. So let's see. Pollen grains being non-motile, angiosperms have evolved the strategy to use abiotic agents, that is wind and water, and biotic agents, that is birds, insects and snails, to their flowers, feeding on visitors and exploiting their mobility for pollination. And also seed dispersal means what? Pollen grains are non-motile. They require a particular agency to transfer the pollen grains from anther to the stigma. So anther contain pollen grains and stigma contain ovary. That pollen grains and ovary have to get fused with each other for the pollination process, and for this they require a particular agency. So there are two agencies, abiotic agencies and biotic one. Abiotic agencies includes wind and water, and biotic agencies includes birds, insects and snails. Pollen grains are non-motile and they are usually carried from flower to flower by means of external agents. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower. So this is the actual definition of pollination. I am repeating it again. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower. It is the prerequisite for fertilization because most of the male and female gametes are non-motile. Moreover, gametes are produced at two different sites. Okay, so this is all about the pollination. Pollination is very important process for the reproduction process, and for this they require particular agencies because pollen grains and our ovary both are non-motile. So next slide. There are basically two types of pollinations, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means the pollination which is carried out by itself, as the name suggests, self-pollination, and cross-pollination is a different one. So let's see, what do you mean by self and cross-pollination. Self-pollination is a type of pollination which occurs in a single flower or two flowers on a single plant. So single plant is very important word for self-pollination. The pollination which is carried out in a single plant of a same flower or a different flower is said to be a self-pollination. It results in inbreeding or selfing. Now see, what do you mean by cross-pollination. In contrast, cross-pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plants of same species. There are two different plants, and one flower contains anther and other flower contains stigma. When the pollination which is carried out between two different flowers of different plants of same species, then we called it as a cross pollination. The most important words about cross pollination are two different flowers from two different plants but in same species, then that pollination is said to be a cross pollination. Pollination can be further divided into three types on the basis of source of pollination. So basically there are three types of pollination depending on the source. So let's see. The first type of self-pollination is a autogamy. It is a type of pollination in which bisexual flower is pollinated by its own pollen grains. Offsprings are genetically identical to their parents when bisexual flower is there, and their self-pollination is said to be a autogamy. Now what do you mean by bisexual flower? The flower which contain anther and stigma in a single flower, then that flower is said to be a bisexual flower. So whenever bisexual flower undergo the pollination process by its own pollen grains, then we called it as a autogamy. Offsprings are genetically identical to their parents. So there is a no any variation, there is a no any evolution related to autogamy. The best example of autogamy is about pea plant. The second type of pollination is a geitonogamy. It is the transfer of pollen grains to a stigma of a different flower produced on the same plant. So let's see. The transfer of pollen grains to a stigma of different flower produced on the same plant means the plant containing two different flowers. One flower contains anther and other flower contains stigma. When the pollination carried out between them of a same plant, then we called it as a geitonogamy. It is functionally similar to cross pollination as it involves pollinating agencies, but it cannot bring about genetic variation and is the only of ecological significances. Functionally they are similar to the cross pollination because they require pollinating agencies, but no variation and no evolution will be there. The best example of geitonogamy is Cucurbita maxima. Cucurbita maxima हे एक्झाम्पल आहे, त्याचं लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे. इट इज सिमिलर टू ऑटोगॅमी, इट इज सिमिलर टू अँटोगॅमी ॲज पोलन ग्रेन्स कम फ्रॉम सेम प्लांट. सो गीटोनोगॅमीमध्ये लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे, दोन फ्लॉवर्समध्ये पॉलिनेशन होणार आहे सेम प्लांटमधल्या, तेव्हा पॉलिनेटिंग एजन्सीची गरज लागते, त्यामुळे ते आपल्याला क्रॉस पॉलिनेशनसारखं वाटतं आहे. बट इट इज नॉट ॲट ऑल क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन अँड there is a no variation, there is a no evolution. Genetically identical species will be created. It is all about the geitonogamy. The third type of pollination is a xenogamy. So let's see what do you mean by xenogamy. It is a part of a cross pollination or outbreeding method. So let's see. It is a type of cross pollination when pollen grains of one flower is deposited on the stigma of the flower of different plants belonging to same species with the help of pollinating agencies. बघा आता, it is a type of cross pollination when pollen grains of one flower is deposited on the stigma of the flower of different plant, means two plant. One plant flower contain anther and one plant flower contain stigma. So pollen grains are transferred from one type of plant to another type of plant by a pollinating agency. Then we called it as a xenogamy. It generates genetically varied offsprings, means there is a variation, two different flowers are going to be crossed with each other, therefore variation is possible related to xenogamy. Majority of flowering plants depends on the transfer of pollen grains. Virtually all seed plants need to be pollinated. Most of the food and fiber crops grown throughout the world depends upon pollinations for reproduction. So pollination is very necessary for the reproduction process, and whatever seed plants are there or food and fiber crops are there, they are totally depending on the pollinating agencies for the reproduction process. The agents responsible for pollinations have been grouped into two main categories as abiotic agents and biotic agents. So the agencies are of two. Biotic agents are a different one and abiotic agents are a different one. That we are going to study in the next lecture. So thank you. Our next lecture will be on abiotic agents, lecture number 6. Thank you.